Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, and I'd like to welcome you to the Daily Compliance News. The Daily Compliance News is an offering of the Compliance Podcast Network. June 23, 2019, the Sunday Book Review. First up, War and Peace, FDR's Final Odyssey, D-Day to Yalta, 1943 to 1945 by Nigel Hamilton. This book takes a look at Roosevelt's final years leading to the conference in Yalta and then his death shortly thereafter. It posits that it was really FDR's far-sighted vision which led to the conclusion of the war. And when it came to FDR and Churchill, Hamilton really finds FDR to be the much more significant leader for world history going forward, although he acknowledges that if it had not been for Churchill, the United Kingdom might not have stood the Nazi onslaught. Next up, Loonshots, How to Nurture the Crazy Ideas That Win Wars, Cure Diseases, and Transform Industries by Safi Bahcal. She is a physicist and biotech entrepreneur who brings an innovative and entertaining approach to the discussion of how and why innovative companies suddenly stagnate, focusing on phase transitions and the tug-of-war between binding and entropy in water as it reaches freezing point. Finding the right balance and suddenly crazy breakthroughs, long shots are therefore possible. Next up, a book entitled The Capital by Robert Menasse. This is a melancholy and satirical novel set in contemporary Brussels, which is in part about the bureaucracy and infighting at the EU, and it evidences sharp awareness of the forces remaking European life, with Brexit as only one example. If you task an excellent writer with turning all the tales of recent issues of The Economist in the novel, you might get The Capital. So if you're interested in the comings and goings of the EU, you're doing business in that part of the world, this is certainly a book for you. And finally, we end with another fiction book, this time a mystery, and it's Conviction. And the reason I bring this up, I really do these types of books for the Sunday Book Review, because it's wrapped around a podcast. And as you know, I've founded the Compliance Podcast Network. I've jumped into podcasting. I've got 25 podcasts going. So I'm fully committed to podcasting. And this is the first time I've seen a murder mystery wrapped around a podcast. We have had podcasts which did murder mysteries, such as Homecoming, which was great and later made into a TV movie. But in this murder mystery, a woman becomes obsessed with a true murder case that occurred over the life of a podcast, and she ends up investigating it. In her investigation, she becomes the target of the killers who framed the original person who was convicted. She also starts her own podcast, so perhaps that's a cautionary tale for people like myself. But it's a rollicking, good, fun read, and something that it happens in Europe, so there's the continental aspect to it, both from actually Scotland down to France and Italy. So check out The Conviction. I'm sure that you will greatly enjoy it going forward. Also, I'd like to ask if the Sunday Book Review is something that you've enjoyed. If you are interested in hearing more, would you like to hear more book reviews throughout the week? I would greatly appreciate hearing from you. I have a lot of fun doing these, and I'm thinking of different directions to take them. So thanks very much for your feedback. This week I'm running a 5-part podcast series, which is sponsored by Kroll, where I visit with Kroll Managing Director Terry Orr on the current state of compliance, issues, and challenges. We take a look at sort of where we've been in compliance, but more importantly, where we are going. We also consider the recent enforcement actions, guidance, issues related to private equity, and most interestingly, healthcare and compliance. It's a special this week, so check it out. All of this is a part of the Compliance Podcast Network and now a member of C-Suite Radio.